Hello and welcome. You're watching, our broadcast. Debasis Da is from Sri Lanka. He's there in Sri Lanka, and I'm here in Noida at this point of time. But the major development as far as the Indian cricket team is concerned, and it's importantly around the Indian captain Shubman Gill. Will he participate today? As far as batter Shubman Gill is concerned, because yesterday we didn't saw him taking part in any of the activities. Team India fielded, Team India bowled for 90 overs. They picked up 8 wickets. As Devashish Da rightly said in a yesterday's show, that it could be very much possible that there will be a overnight, declaration. And if I'm not wrong, it's the same thing which happened from the Sri Lankan players, the board players, and after that India started their innings. But Devashish Da, what can we expect around Shubman Gill, because he at the point when we were recording this, we know for the fact that he's not padded up. He hasn't done any kind of batting drills as far as Ravindra Jadeja. You sent the pictures also. I saw the the morning broadcast also. It was around that Ravindra Jadeja was doing the shadow practice and other players were there, to prepare for the batting. But there was no signs where we can make out that Shubman Gill will participate as a batsman or as a captain in this game. What update can we have from there?
Yes, Rohit. Obviously, the first thing that we noticed today as the team bus arrived, uh, Shubman Gill came down from the team bus with no strapping on his hand and he was holding two bags in his hand. So we assumed that yes, the captain looked fine. But as the match started, the play of day two started, we saw Shubman having a stroll round the ground along with strength trainer Adrian Laru. So that was the first indication that Shubman, whether Shubman might bat or not. And then a few minutes later, we saw Shubman walking towards the nets, where the Indian tail order batters were batting. There were Dhruv Jurel, there were Manav Sutar, and there were Gurnur Brar. The pics that I have shared with you, obviously, and Shubman was seen having a long chat with Gurnur Brar and Manav Sutar, who we know will be. Uh, that is a definitely an indication that these two might just make it to the playing 11 for the Gaul Test. So Manav Sutar, we all know he has performed exceedingly well in that one-off test against Afghanistan, so he will definitely be part of that 11. But Gurnur Brar, he has impressed on day one, and he might very well be. Obviously, it's too early. The 15th August is the test match, but there is a possibility that Gurnur Brar might just edge out Prasidh Krishna in sharing the new ball with Mohammad Siraj. So, and in fact, it was nice to see the captain leading from the front. He went there, had a long chat. In fact, he was quite animated while explaining where he was going wrong. Gurnur Brar, and he spent a long time, almost half an hour, with both Manav Sutar and Gurnur Brar. Each one of them were taking turns while batting. So as they were coming out of the nets, they were having a chat with Shubman Gill. So this is some obviously there was Sitanshu Kotak was also there, but it was good to see the Indian captain sharing his inputs as well as to what should be the technique. So that is one thing, one point of observation. Secondly, obviously with Shubman having a stroll and not padded up, there is a possibility that Shubman Gill might not bat it. Obviously, as I speak, during the lunch time, it started training. For the first time, as we predicted, rain ultimately has started falling. But obviously, we assume that it's not raining now. It is the lunch has been taken early, so I think the play will resume. But uh, as far as Shubman Gill, it might be an area of concern because this, as we all know, this is the only practice match that the Indians are playing. They will have another couple of three practice sessions once they reach Gaul. The team is reaching Gaul on the 11th, 12th, 13th, and 14th. They will train at Gaul International Stadium before they eventually take on Sri Lanka for the first test match. As far as this practice match is concerned, one more day because the practice match was earlier scheduled for 4 days, but it has been shortened to 3 days. We do not know yet whether the team will training that extra day or not in here in Colombo. but the team will leave on the 11th. So ideally, when the team management would love to see all the batters getting amongst some runs, including the captain Shubman Gill.
There was just the one last thing around this. Yesterday we saw in the visuals you guys sent, the pictures you guys sent. It was the thumb was not there with the taping on. It was looking like that there could be no major worries as far as Shubman Gill is concerned. And at this point of time, when we were talking, also it looking like more of a precautionary measure. If he doesn't participate in this game as a batter, then also it will be not. We don't have to discuss it. Oh, will he be available for the Gall test or not? Or will there be anything any disturbance to that? But what what you make of that last evening thing? Was he looking, was his body language looking? Do you think that when the ball hit him twice on that very part, there was certain things around that, will the first time when he hit by the ball, he batted against spinners, and after that when he hit by the ball, it wasn't looking like that. It's again something which you can just means talk about that, oh, there's nothing to worry about. But do you think from last evening to now, is there anything which is at this point of time stopping him from taking participation as a batter in this particular thing? Or you think no, he's
Yeah,
completely fine?
I yesterday also, Rohit, we discussed after during the post race play that Shubman was in a quite relaxed mode. He was having a chat with Rishabh Pant right next to him, and Moni Morkel was there, Adrian Laru was there. So
Okay.
he looked
Okay,
quite
Prisha is saying
relaxed.
no
And
update.
today,
Prisha is saying no update.
okay. And
Okay, yeah.
today also, while he came down from the bus, there were no tapings whatsoever. He was, in fact, with a right hand, he was holding a bag. So clearly that, but I don't know whether there is still some area of concern, but this is something that needs to be addressed by the medical staff who are here in along with the Indian team. I'm talking about Kamlesh Jain, who attended Shubman Gill after he got hit by that ball. Obviously, Kamlesh Jain immediately rushed to him and was seen applying some tape. But we are yet to get an official. Yesterday, BCCI did share an update saying that it was, since it was an injury, it was an injury that they were not were going to take any risk, and they are just going to assess. But if Subman does not bat today as well on day two, then it definitely means that something is, obviously we might just put this question whether the BCCI medical staff, there should be question about the BCCI medical staff.
Sure.
Then how serious is the injury? If he cannot
Sure.
bat, he did not take the field, one can understand that it was just a first day, but second day also, if he doesn't bat, then definitely there needs to be question, because this is very important for the Indian team, because this is the only practice game that they are playing on this tour.
Okay. Okay, so we will wait and we will watch. We don't jump the gun, as far as, because it's Indian captain. We don't want to, create any kind of panic around team, or just don't want to do anything around, as far as what will be the final say. At the end of the day's play, we'll definitely come again. We'll do our live. We do our 5 at 5, and we'll dig deeper into this. And then, means till then, I think there will be a concrete answer around Shubman Gill's fitness. Debashish Da is there, Weber is there. Do watch our broadcast in our all three channels, be it Revsportz, Bangla, Hindi, and English, and we'll try to give you each and every update from ground zero. Thank you so much, and for everything, keep watching Revsportz.
For India's best multi-sports coverage, your platform is one, and that's Revsportz. So like, share, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. I think by now you know that we will be everywhere in different parts of the world and bring you on-ground reportage. As I said, your best multi-sports coverage on Revsportz, your favorite destination.